Eli5 Why do women live longer than men on average, even among the older population like supercentenarians? When I was selling insurance a few years back, an adage was used: men die quicker, women live sicker. Basically, the idea is that men often ignore problems until too late, causing earlier death, while women will attend to even minor issues much more quickly, meaning they'll most likely catch problems before they become serious, effectively extending their lifespan. Whether or not this is universally true is still up for debate, but that principle is a major way insurance companies make money. One thing that may sound controversial to some it's not is the amount of mental anguish and stress placed on men. Expected to provide, be tough, be smart, and never complain. If they do voice problems about their mental health, many times they are shot down or ridiculed by both sides. This stress of being the provider, protector, and everything that comes along with that on a societal level should not be underestimated. It goes hand in hand with higher suicide rates, as corrected by the land of confusion. The X chromosome contains more coding genes than the Y chromosome. Women have 2 X chromosomes. If one malfunctions, is damaged, there is another to compensate, unlike men who only have 1 X chromosome. Other theories is that the Y chromosome is actually harmful. And as other posters have stated, there may be cultural or environmental variables which skew data. Source: probably fewer risky behaviors. As in, not as likely to work in areas that have exposure to particulates and carcinogens, less likely to work in areas that involve higher risks such as working at height, etc. Less machismo in their working environments. Men are likely to push their bodies harder, purely because they expect it of themselves or others. How many times are men told to man up when they are depressed, exhausted, injured, ill, etc.? One major factor is likely metabolic rate. Across species, those with lower metabolisms live longer. Women have a lower nominal metabolic rate than men. Other factors, such as engaging in dangerous or physically strenuous activities, also play a role. However, metabolic rate is generally the base factor for lifespan among living things. We don't really know for sure. The popular joke is that men do a disproportionate amount of risky and or foolish things that lead to earlier deaths. Sociologists don't really like that answer, but it turns out to be very, very hard to disprove. This is why there's a whole subreddit dedicated to why women live longer. There is no consensus or definitive answer to this biochemistry genetic question. Yet, there are also some sociological factors involved in the statistics, for sure, but even when you negate sociological factors, biochemistry-wise, women still live longer, on average. We don't know why. I'm a helicopter pilot, I ride a racer motorcycle, make long road trips at night without a sleep. When I am dealing with some electrical installation problems, I always work with live wires, so on and so forth. I think nobody will be surprised that my wife lived longer than me. I know you're looking for a scientific answer, but it all boils down to that fact that women mature faster than men do. In my experience, men, regardless of age, always have a tendency to do dumb shit. Doing dangerous and dumb shit can have a bad side effect called death. One easy answer is that men usually are the ones to participate in occupations that end violently, like being a soldier or a cop. Looking at just the war in Ukraine, life expectancy for men has to have fallen in both Ukraine and Russia over the last couple of years. I have an anatomist friend who makes the point that whichever deity to believe in, they are female. His evidence is a male genitalia on the outside. B. Male seemingly inherent desire to tickle the self-destruction button. C. Multiple orgasms. I can't say with regard to lifespan, but my field is neurodegenerative disease, and I can say that primary female hormones, for example estrogen, are hypothesized to have a neuroprotective effect. Male brains age more aggressively than female brains. There is research indicating that the sex that has the shorter chromosome has a shorter lifespan. For example, in chickens the male lives longer because the female is the one with the short sex chromosome. Men, I am a dude, are horrible at going to doctors on time. We will let shit get bad before we go get checked out. I have been guilty of this, but luckily it wasn't anything fatal or life-altering. Aggression, either experienced, perceived or expressed. This single-handedly contributes to increased risk of death or increased exposure to toxic stress in males, which shortens lifespan. During ovulation and the week afterwards, heart rate increases slightly. This benefits women, especially in a sedentary life. Men don't get that benefit. That's why exercise is important. Ever been married? That's why. Women suck the life out of you with games and nagging. It's just draining. Like Yoda when he dies. He's just tired of Luke's crap and gives up. All your answers are located here. There are thousands of examples that answer your question. Or why women live longer. If you want to be in a bad mood, sort controversial. Not really an answer, but the question reminds me of an old joke. Q. Why do men die before their wives? A. Because they want to. I'll show myself out now. Another interesting aspect: men who are married partnered live longer than those who are not, whereas women who are married live less than those who are not.